All right, guys, you can come off of camera now. Recording's going to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How's it going, everyone?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the season finale of the first half of Kareem Talks. It is Sunday. WrestleMania is next week. And I must say that by far, this is the poorest build to WrestleMania that I have seen in the history of WrestleManias. Yes, this is what we're talking about. And to talk about wrestling, I couldn't do this show alone. Of course, I had to bring some vets who were with me in the first season, along with some new faces. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to introduce them one by one. I got to start off with the guys who were here last time. All the way from Alaska, my first returning guest, the old man who has shook hands with the great Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan. You know, before Hulk Hogan started labeling us as niggas, although he's probably doing it on the low. Give it up for my guy, Kukai Nokashir. That's when you unmute, my guy.
Peace, Kareem. You're hilarious, but yes. Thank you for bringing us all back together. And I cannot disagree with you. This has been the worst build-up to WrestleMania in the 37 years of the franchise.
Yes, sir. Going all the way from Alaska to, I don't know where he is, but I know he's always in a medical office. Officially dubbed the nurse, okay? The nurse of wrestling. He's a male nurse now, ladies and gentlemen. You all give it up for Tyreek. Boom, boom. Cardiac Muhammad. Unmute, my guy.
Man, you know what? You forgot number one contender to that World Heavyweight Championship.
You keep talking about number one contender. I don't remember you saying that.
I'm going to leave that alone because you want to act like you don't got no recollection and ain't responding to nobody's promo.
Kareem has no memory of that. Kareem has no memory of that.
But I'm happy to be back on the podcast, man. It's always good to be among the brothers and talking about things that we care about, finding ways to bond. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, Kenneth's already getting ready. Look at him. He's already getting ready. You're not going to be introduced yet, sir. Relax. I got to get all my vets first. Going all the way from the nursing office to Walmart. Give it up for 1/3 of Los Loco Vatos, my guy, the man who helped reignite my love for wrestling, Javier. That's where you unmute, sir.
Hey, bro, we ain't just gonna be doing this. Yeah, I ain't trying to cry on a damn podcast. we don't be doing that. But thank you. What's up?
Yes, sir. Glad to have you back on. And of course, backstory. I was a wrestling fan, but it was kind of like it was kind of mid after bonding with Javi in my time in Walmart. He really helped reinvigorate my love for wrestling, and we've been bros ever since. So glad to have you back.
Right. Always down to have your back, brother, whenever you need me.
That's a too sweet.
That's too sweet.
Bringing the second third of Los Loco Vatos, my guy, Brian Lopez. Welcome back to the show.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me again. It's awesome to be back.
Yes, sir. And just so we're clear, he's probably the only AEW mark in our little IG group chat that we have. So
I mean, it's grown on me. The company is going places. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, AEW definitely is going places. Shout out to Cody Rhodes. But now we've addressed all of the vets. Now let's talk about the new faces that have graced my show. All the way from, I'm assuming, Chicago, because he's on Chase's time as well. Give it up for one of the heads, I'm assuming, of the Brotherhood of Wrestling, Mello. My God, welcome to the show. Welcome.
Yo. I know I make a lot of noise in that chat, man. Make a lot of noise on the page. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, sir.
Two things, though. I agree with you. Worst build up, but we're going to go into why. Because I've been on this ever since Royal Rumble.
Yes,
so
sir.
we're going to save that.
Yes,
also,
sir, of course.
Tyreek, this number one contenders thing, man. I don't know what he's talking about, but
Okay,
it's
hold up.
hand.
look, we're
hand.
not gonna just
Out of
act
hand.
like, you really Daniel Bryan to me right now, bro. Like
Ooh.
you really inserting yourself.
I mean, well, that's not really insult. Daniel Bryan is pretty good. That's not really insult.
I'm talking about the fact that he's bogarting his way into this triple threat, making this a triple threat.
I just don't understand how you feel like you're the only one that want that title.
I'm not the only one that won it. I'm just the only one that deserves it and should have it. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna leave that alone.
Going from the Brotherhood of Wrestling, we have another one of our guys, the head of the group. Give it up for the Sensei, Chase. How you doing, fam? Can you come off the webcam? I did not mean for that to run.
What's going on, everybody? Y'all have to make a lot of noise. Y'all talking to the president of the Brotherhood of Wrestling, the greatest
BOW. And he's frozen. Not a good look. Not a good look, ladies and gentlemen. He's frozen, guys. So while we wait for him to finish his you're moving. You're moving again, and he's gone again.
I was saying thank you for extending the invitation and bringing me on the show. And I look forward to getting into it, man. Let's have some fun.
Yes, sir. We are going to have plenty of fun. Moving all the way from Chase to the Pretender champion, because there's only one champion, the guy who runs the show. Give it up for probably the only one who's actually in the ring training to be a wrestler. I got to give credit where credit is due. Give it up for the encyclopedia of wrestling, Kenny Boy, Kenneth.
Hey, thanks for the invite, Kareem.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually going to take this and launch myself with TPW as the dog of TPW. Thank you, Sensei, for having me go with the K9 for Kenny 9. So I am the dog of the TPW True Warrior division.
Okay. Big talk. Big step of talk. Okay. We see you. And last, but certainly not least, my guy who's been around with me for a long time, since I've been writing my book, since the show started, since everything, has always supported me in everything I do. My man's Trey. Don't call him Trevor, because it's Trevor. Trevor, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on, man. I'm very happy to be here. It's good to have the Brotherhood on, and having black men talk about wrestling is definitely a good feeling. So I'm excited. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. That introduction took 5 minutes of the whole show. So now that we've introduced everybody, let's get into the nitty gritty. There's so much we want to discuss, but before we get into the road to WrestleMania, let's go over some current events that have happened. Of course, for those of you not keeping up with New Japan Pro Wrestling, the titles have been unified and they have evolved into the Divas title. I'm sorry, the new IGP World Heavyweight Championship. You can't lie, it looks like the Divas title.
No kidding.
So I really feel like personally they should have kept that old design, because it's one of the only belts left. It was really one of the only belts left that had a great wrestling belt design. That was actually one of my top belts that I was going to get after, of course, Big Gold, because Big Gold is probably the best one of all time. undebatably, personally. So I personally don't like the new design, but hey, whatever boats their float, I guess. Your thoughts on the new belt?
God awful. I mean, when you talk about great belts of all time, you think of the classic Eagle. You think of the big gold. You think of Sweet Charlotte, the 10 pounds of gold. And now they put this winged Cody tattoo looking, Divas belt looking.
It does look like Cody Rhodes' tattoo. Not even gonna hold you.
Looking thing on for New Japan. You wonder. I understand the logic behind it. They wanted to combine designs from all the previous 4 belts from the IWGP World Title, but this was the wrong way to go about it.
And sometimes unifying titles is not the best move. Sometimes that is not the best move, especially if they're from, I believe those belts were from 2 different divisions.
Well, not exactly. When they unified those titles, everyone was saying, oh, it's going to take away the mid card. Wrong. They do have a United States title.
Yeah.
That's good. That's the one. That's the one of them that Kenny Omega had, right?
Before,
Kenny had it. Mox has it.
Yeah.
Juice Robinson had it. And I believe
Switchblade
Cody.
Jay White. Jay White, I think.
Jay White, yeah. Jay White also had the belt. I remember.
Jay White and Cody also had it.
Yeah.
So that title is still pretty prestigious, and I really think eventually it's going to go to another Gaijin. Probably, hopefully not Ospreay, because he currently has the Rev Pro UK, which is the British heavyweight title, which is the other belt you see him with, in addition to the IWGP World Heavyweight title.
Right, and he just won that. That was another thing on my.
No, he's held it for quite some time.
No, I'm talking about the IGP belt.
Yeah, he won it last night, I think, against Kota
Ibushi. And I know a lot of people were thinking that Kenny was probably going to fight Cody, and Kenny was going to collect the belt, but Ospreay ended up taking it. So there goes that.
Ospreay, though.
Well,
guy's a talent. One of the most tremendous, not athletes, but just overall stars in the world.
I've heard a lot about William Ospreay.
Well, meeting Will Ospreay for me was one of the highlights of my first year of wrestling, and the guy is great.
Met him?
Yeah, I have a picture with him.
Whoa.
Okay, he's actually in this He's actually in this business. He is in this business. Much respect.
I just want to take credit for giving him the name Encyclopedia of Wrestling. I gave him that name.
You give him that name.
Yeah,
I sure did.
Gave me the name.
Don't forget us little people when you get big, Kenneth.
Hey, I ain't gonna forget none of y'all.
Let me say this though.
Yeah.
I have not seen that title yet, but I can put about good $50 that it do not look as worse as that AEW women's title. That AEW women's title is terrible. All right.
It's it looked like a wristwatch. It looked like a gauntlet. That not even gonna hold you.
No,
I saw the AEW Women's Championship, and then I looked at the AEW Championship. I'm just like, this is not justice. This is not the women's wrestling that you all say you fight for.
Whoever came up with that design is, I don't know, maybe need to be drug tested.
I'm not a betting man, but $10 says it was Kenny since he's the one doing the writing for the division.
Right.
Not all of it. So they actually have a lot of veterans working backstage. Leva Bates is one of them. Rebel, who actually did time in TNA and is also a costume designer, does input on it. Brandy does input. And it's like,
that's where the mistake. Brandy.
Well,
Love Brandy. No. Love Brandy. No.
Well, Brandy is not. She actually plays her role very well. She does.
Really, I'll give her credit when credit is. But there's a line. There's a line.
And Brandy can wrestle if she really wanted to. But the thing is, her time in Impact, she only wrestled, I want to say, 2 matches. And then she was used as a valet for the rest of that time. Cody went to Japan. So I honestly think once she has this baby, she's actually going to put in a lot of work in the ring.
We'll see. We will definitely see. But that's all for current events. Let's get to the nitty gritty. That is the most lucrative company, but at the same time, the creative has been the worst and has increasingly gotten worse and worse and worse. As a matter of fact, since the last time we had an episode talking to the vets here, their writing was pretty bad in the pandemic, in this pandemic era. They've had some moments, but I didn't think it would get to this level. I didn't think they'd sink any lower. But, you know, WWE, just when you think they're going to give you hope, they shoot you in the foot.
First off, let me be the first to say, I don't appreciate you coming for WWE.
I mean, I'm not coming for it. This is coming from, listen, I got merch from them, all right? This is not coming from, I'm just calling a spade a spade. Now, there's some things, the highlights of we're going to call it the Performance Center era. We're going to call it, that's what it's been called, the Performance Center era / Thunderdome era. There have been some things that they've done a good job with. They managed to sell me the Hurt Business while at the same time destroy the Hurt Business.
Wait, they had to sell you the Hurt Business?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they had to sell me.
They had to sell it to me because Kukai remembers how I felt. Remember? And we talked about this the previous episode. I felt like the Hurt Business, they were just being thrown around. They were lost in the card. It took something happening with Lashley with the Universal title, how they booked him, and then what they did with Shelton and Cedric winning the championships, and they started being put in more credible things. Then Bobby transitioning from being United States, because the United States Championship to me, before they decided to change it and keep it on Lashley to give it prestige, it was seen as they're not. That's the belt that tells me they're not going to do anything else with you. That is as far as you are going to go.
True.
Well, the Hurt Business actually dates back to Impact, like
definitely when they were the Beatdown Clan.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And it was MVP and Lashley, but they had multiple different people. I'm surprised Samoa Joe wasn't like another mouthpiece for them, because he was part of that group too.
I remember, but here's the thing. Vince does not like ideas that he did not come up with himself. He does not like ideas he did not come up with himself. Oh, I'm letting someone else in. I think this is the Great Prince, late for the show, fashionably late, but we're going to keep it moving. The thing is, I saw things from the Beatdown Clan, right? I watched TNA footage, and I thought that was great stuff. They were not doing the same thing with the Hurt Business until almost recently. And just when I thought, okay, they're selling it to me, these guys are going to be even bigger than big, because now Lashley has the championship now. Shelton and Cedric were running the tag team, the tag team division, and now MVP doesn't need a title. He's just a mouthpiece, right? He was a great manager. I'm thinking, okay, dominant black team. One of them's a world champion. Other one's running the tag team division. They'll probably bring new people. I was thinking they were going to run Raw on some Bullet Club shit, right? And then what happens? Cedric and Shelton lose the tag championship to the New Day, which I understand from Melo's point. Melo said New Day's more marketable. And children like the New Day.
No.
Hold up. Remember Hold up. Hold on. They're marketable because children watch this product. This is not the PG-13 era. You have to remember that.
Go ahead, let them know. Let them know so they know.
It is not the era that we grew up on. It's not Ruthless Aggression. It's not Ruthless Aggression Light. Okay? Ruthless Aggression Light is NXT.
Yeah, you ain't lying about
Let's
that.
get-
It's not. And so of course I love Shelton and Cedric being a tag team. But WWE and okay, I'm getting all my points mixed up. Basically, the fact that it wasn't Vince's idea, that's one. Two, the New Day are more marketable to children, and people will probably want to see them versus the Hurt Business, not the hardcore fans. I'm talking about casual people. I'm talking about children. I'm talking about everyone else, not us in this group. Us in this group want to see the Hurt Business. Everyone else on the outside spectrum want the New Day. And it sucks because New Day has been champions for so many times. It's kind of like it's gotten old, it's getting stale.
Ridiculous. Super ridiculous.
But at the same time, if I am Vince and I'm trying to he's not trying to cater to us. He's catering to casual fans. Who do you think he's going to choose? It's not going to be the Hurt Business.
Well, if he really wanted to market the Hurt Business to children, the smartest thing would have been to put Titus O'Neil with the group.
Okay.
But they got
You have to make right. Okay, look, you have to make Titus at least for one believable.
Hold on,
up. My guy Javi's got something to say. Go ahead.
Okay, so to me, I'm
All right. So
part of me-
here's my
part of
take
the
on
reason why the Hurt. I'm sorry. Part of the reason why the Hurt Business was working was because it was using classic tropes within pro wrestling. So you have the top with the submission, which they had to bring back, okay? And you had a baby face from the push up against. So MVP could just make pot shots at the baby face. Where is that right now on Raw? And the numbers are down. He's losing viewership. So he's going to go like he normally does, like Vince normally does, pull somebody from the back, bring them up front with name recognition because that's all he knows how to do. I'm in agreement with you, Kareem. And I mean, I'm probably going to agree with Kenneth on the marketing part. But right now, with it going to Peacock, I think they're just shooting themselves in the foot when they could have had the Hurt Business keep booking Bobby Strong like they have been, but they don't have the face to put up against him. That's the problem is how do they keep the storyline going?
Well, let me say this.
Have Keith Lee be the face.
All right, after Chase, because my guy Javi did have a point as well. Go ahead, Chase.
Real quick. The reason why, in my humble opinion, that they're backdooring the idea of the Hurt Business being booked strong, especially as they make the move to Peacock, is because of the owners. You have to keep in mind, you know what I mean, who runs Peacock. They're not guys that understand wrestling. They don't understand the culture of wrestling. You know what I mean? And because of this, you know, they want to see who they want to see or who they think that should be in front. And Vince, because he's the underdog, he's obliging to them right now. And so what better way than to break up a very strong and dominant group right now, which makes no sense. And he did it the same way he did with the Nation of Domination. He caused an implosion. You know what I mean? And I hate that idea. I hate it because it makes zero sense. They had if you're an outsider watching from the inside, I mean, if you're an outsider that you're watching, you see that the New Day were good. The chemistry was good. And then all of a sudden now you're mad because I interfered in the match. It made no sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now, like you can see the sloppy job of creative. You know what I mean? Along with Vince's.
Oh, you can see it. This is only one case. You could seen it with so many different things. Hold on. Javi next, and then you, Mello. I got you. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of lost my train of thought, so I was trying to find it. But my main point I was trying to make is why are people getting tired of the New Day? Like really think hard on this one. Why are you tired of it? You're not tired of the New Day. You're just tired of other teams not winning. Because there's nothing broken with the New Day. There's nothing wrong with them. They've had this exact same gimmick since day one, and nothing's changed. The only reason you're getting tired of them is because there's nobody else being used.
That's a good point.
The New Day is not broken.
And that
you don't fix something that ain't broken.
Right. That's very true.
Think about it. Like if there's It's always worked out for them since day one. Why would they change it? So they
No, it
haven't.
hasn't. It was broken from the
But
start.
this, but see, that leads me to a question for you guys that feel like the Hurt Business should have kept the titles, or should just be more marketable than New Day at this point. Do you all actually see the Hurt Business being more marketable than the New Day right now?
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Especially if we go into the topic of ideas of different associations like AEW and other companies working with WWE. I see them being one of the most profitable. And imagine an all African American team of athletes belted up from waist down that aren't just serving to whatever Vince McMahon wants, they serve to what the crowd wants. So an alternate version of the New Day that serves for the
It would have
adults,
been an
the
anti-New Day.
marks, the people like us. And think about it. If you think about the New Day, I honestly can't see the New Day seriously beating anybody from New Japan.
No,
Like
Me neither.
New Japan,
But
the
I
Young
can say,
Bucks,
I
I
say
don't
this
see
though,
them as a
I
serious
can't
team.
see. You can't see. I honestly can't see no WWE team being a New Japan team. But
Y'all drunk.
in reality, on just dropping the titles at this point, when we get into the marketing of it, because I feel like Her Business those two, Cedric and Shelton, would not get as far if they did not have Bobby or MVP. Their promos suck. I'm gonna say it because I feel like nobody's going to say it. MVP is the mouthpiece. Bobby Lashley can barely talk on the mic, and he's getting better.
Bobby
at it.
can't really
But
talk. I ain't even gonna hold
Shelton
you.
and
Bobby voice
Shelton,
too high. He needs some testosterone.
Bobby looks like, and nobody wants to say this, but Bobby's look like his mean face. He look like he about to cry. I mean, let's get to it. Can we please talk about it? Like, can we please talk about it? Can we please talk about
guys,
it? Like,
by the way, before we continue, I know I said 30 minutes into the show, but I know there's so much that we're going to pack into here. So for the first time ever, for those of you just tuning in, commercial break will be after the first hour, because something tells me we're going to go way longer. So go ahead.
No, what I was saying is, it's just he like I said, Bobby Lashley look like he's about to cry every time he's making his angry face. And
that's hilarious.
Cedric, he has a high-pitched voice. It doesn't make me believe that he's a formal heel, and Shelton can't talk on the mic either. So it's they're not even ready to go long-term with the titles, to be honest.
But Mello, you guys are looking at the wrong thing here. Y'all looking at the wrong thing. You all are looking at the wrong thing. I'll take a different approach. Here's my approach. Everybody's familiar with Brock Lesnar, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody agrees that Brock Lesnar's mic skills suck.
Trash. Absolutely.
Correct.
So they gave him Paul Heyman. In the beginning, they gave him Paul Heyman. He never really had a speaking voice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then all of a sudden, somebody came up with a bright idea to separate Paul from him and put him on Big Show. That made zero sense, right? But they did it.
Correct.
They gave Brock's speaking voice a chance, and it sucked. And then they hurried up and put Paul back with Brock. All right. So now when you look at the Hurt Business, you want them to have mic skills out of this world, be it that they're veterans. However, they gave us an MVP with him as the mic, as a spokesperson for them, the mouthpiece for them. All right. Now, because they each have individual careers coming up, they have a history of being able to speak for themselves. Periodically, they'll give them a chance to speak. But for the most part, MVP is the mouthpiece. I think that it was genius. I think that he was the next, if not better than Paul Heyman, on being the mouthpiece for Bobby Lashley. All right. And what the WWE is afraid of is damaging the history of their golden boys. All right. Brock Lesnar is one of Vince McMahon's golden boys. All right. So to have someone like MVP who can talk that talk way better than Paul Heyman with an athlete like Bobby Lashley that can wrestle, if not better, than Bobby Lashley, than Brock Lesnar, and is in better shape than Brock Lesnar, and for his age, can still go the distance better than Brock Lesnar. You're damaging his golden boy. You're damaging the history of his goal, and that leads me to another subject, and I'm gonna get off my soapbox, which is why they won't push Dolph Ziggler. All right.
Oh
Dolph Ziggler.
God.
You
Oh
and this
God.
Dolph
wait.
Ziggler
Let me
stuff,
finish. Let me
man.
At
finish.
me, and then you said that.
Right.
Let me make this statement. Let me get
Oh
off.
my God.
I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
No, he
They
won't.
won't push Dolph Ziggler because he is Shawn Michaels reborn. Whether you all accept it or not, the man has great sales. He has
As far
great
as his performance, yes, I could say not his charisma,
And then-
but his
Yeah.
performance, yes.
And then on top of that, the man has a collegiate wrestling background.
He does have a great wrestling background.
So the fact that they haven't pushed him and gave him another title run is beyond me. Do y'all remember the triple threat match between him, Baron Corbin, and AJ Styles on SmackDown for the world title?
I remember.
For WWE
Yeah.
title?
It was the
I
United.
thought that was pay-per-view worthy material that we got on the SmackDown. If that wasn't evidence enough that he needed another title run, I don't know what else to tell you guys.
And I'm just throwing this out there, or he could have done like Shinsuke said, and he said, I don't want to be in the title scene anymore. I'm chilling where I'm at. Also, I'm a comedian. So, because you got to remember, some of these wrestlers purposefully, they'll take a back seat because they either have other things going on or they just want to chill.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Wrestling ability aside, the guy's a great seller. I love Ziggler. I could talk about Ziggler all day. But it gets to the point where people keep saying, oh, he's another Shawn Michaels. No, he's not. He doesn't have the charisma of Shawn Michaels. He's an incomplete Shawn Michaels. He's a failed Shawn Michaels replica.
There we go. He's the great value version of Shawn Michaels.
He is. And here's the thing. He is at the point of his career. Well, he's actually well past the point. Think about it like this. Dolph Ziggler is Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 20, looking up at Shawn Michaels as his idol. Problem is, he never had that let go moment where Chris Jericho was like, I don't want to be Shawn Michaels. I want to be the first Chris Jericho.
He talking true. Let him know.
Never had that moment. So what did he do? He stuck to the same thing over and over. And as much as we all like Shawn, he's not Shawn, and no one will ever see him as that.
Shawn don't even think Dolph is the next Shawn.
I do.
Nope.
Sean don't. If Shawn don't, then he definitely ain't.
Shawn Michaels is performance, peak wrestling, peak charisma. And while Dolph Ziggler has that peak performance.
Plus mat wrestling.
Hey, you can be the best wrestler in the world without the charisma. Without the charisma, you are not Shawn Michaels. And the only time Dolph has had the crowd truly behind him in Michaels' essence has been twice in his career. The first time was when he cashed in on John Cena, or was it Alberto Del Rio? Whichever.
It was Alberto Del Rio.
When he cashed in on Rio and got the world title, because everyone was waiting for that trigger to be pulled. And the second time he finally got the crowd back to that point was against The Miz, career versus IC title.
Yeah, and No Mercy.
He has never, and I repeat, never cultivated a crowd to the level of Shawn Michaels aside from those two times.
Are you crazy?
He's never been able to stay over. I mean, history shows.
Crazy?
I mean, no one is saying the guy ain't. No one is saying Dolph isn't talented. The problem is he's a charisma vacuum.
You know what? I'll make an even better comparison. Dolph Ziggler is? A not over Seth Rollins. Because at the end, wait.
Not over Seth Rollins. Good God Almighty.
Wait, let me finish. Damn, y'all so quick to cut me off. But let me tell you this. Give me a program where Seth wasn't a better chaser than a retainer. I'll wait.
Rephrase that again. Say that one more time.
He said,
I'll just, instead of asking the rhetorical question, I'll put it this way. Seth Rollins, his entire career, has been a better chaser than a retainer. On the way to the title, on the way to the big moment, he's at the top of his game. But once he achieves his goal, his career, every single time, whether it was beating Triple H, beating Lesnar, coming back from knee buckle injury, every single time, once he got his big goal out of the way, his career took a massive drop.
Oh
But
hell no!
that's how it is for most
I
pro
disagree.
wrestling as well. Like
I disagree
No,
because the first time that he got that title, the very first time he got the WWE title, and he capitalized and got the US title, he was at the pinnacle of his career, and even the matches afterwards, it was like 5-star matches. Watching Seth Rollins.
okay.
I'm gonna say this.
What
Seth
did I just
Rollins-
say? On the way to gaining the titles, the big goal, getting that second title, cashing in and winning the title. All of those moments are great. Seth Rollins is top tier. He's also one of the better wrestlers. But let me tell you, after he won the Universal title, after he beat Triple H, after he beat Brock Lesnar and all this other stuff, the point in which he's sitting comfortably at the top, none of it, and I repeat, none of it is as good as when he was making his way to the top. And Dolph Ziggler is the exact same way, chasing the Intercontinental title, finally cashing in the Money in the Bank on the way to the big brass ring. It is 10 out of 10, amazing. But once they have it, they don't know how to hold it. Prime example, Roman. Roman knows how to hold the title.
Now,
he just learned how. He
just recently learned how, though.
I never said he didn't. I never said he didn't. That suffering succotash is still fresh in my mind. He was trash as shit before.
But I will say this though.
But now
Seth Rollins
he knows how to properly hold the title.
But I think they wrote Seth Rollins his Universal run. I don't. That's more of the writing because his Intercontinental retaining when he was retaining his Intercontinental Championship, he had the best title on Raw.
Yeah, agreed.
The best title.
But that's only because
Titles to new heights.
What's it called? Yeah, honestly, but that's because the Universal title is a cursed title, dude.
It was
How
a
many
cursed
people
title
have-
until it
How
went
many
SmackDown.
people have fully held that title and actually did something with it? 2, 3, Owens, Rollins, and Lesnar. Everybody else who has held that title hasn't done anything for the
They
title that
didn't give
nobody
the
else
Fiend.
has.
They didn't give the Fiend enough time because of Gold.
They didn't give the Fiend enough time
Yeah.
because
It's only because
all he did
Bray
was the
busy
exact same
knocking
thing
up.
as Lesnar, hold it,
Well,
but he just showed up more often.
Javier, let me do a rewrite real quick, okay? And you tell me if you agree. Let's do a rewrite and hop in our time machine and go back to that triple threat match, and let's change the ending. Let's change the ending to Dolph winning.
Dolph winning what?
Winning the WWE title
Against who? Which triple threat?
against AJ and Baron in that match.
It would have gone nowhere.
It was the United
Oh my
States.
God. Oh my God. Listen. The first time he had his shot against Dean Ambrose, that was gold. The crowd was on fire for that. They
were on fire because the match was great. But wait, after though, that's the point he's trying to make. You have to think about after, not at that moment. At the moment, of course, the crowd is at the highest pitch because it was great. It was 5-star. Like you said, what happened after? Did that same momentum continue or did it strengthen? If the answer started to coach, did it go lower? If that's the case, then that's the point that Javi was making.
But we won't know because
Rey Mysterio after he won the title.
Name me 3 people right now, top people that can have a full-fledged rivalry with WWE champion Dolph Ziggler, and give me a damn good reason why. Because I don't see Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, or at least I'm gonna say
at that time it would have been easy to give Baron Corbin a rematch on the following SmackDown, if not the next pay-per-view, if Dolph had won.
Okay, but here's the thing. Where would that have go? What are they fighting about?
You said what?
Because every WWE storyline's been more than just a title, unless you leave it to the greats like The Rock and Stone Cold.
Not really, because as these build-ups to WrestleMania is, I want to fight you. You want to fight me? I want to fight you for my title. And then they just
not
fight.
even in WrestleMania.
That's what's going on right now. Like, I feel like it's more of the writer's part. See, we all know Dolph can perform. We're not even talking about perform because it's all about how you're booked at the end of the day. It's all about how they can. It's about how they can write you into a story with this person and how creative the opponent is. You and your opponent.
Remember, he was going through his sarcastic phase where he made fun of every wrestler entrance, and he was like, "What do y'all want me to be? Y'all want me to be this guy? Y'all want me to be that guy?" That was gold to me.
That was painful to watch.
It was funny.
Everyone's done that. I mean, Big Show done it. Charlie Haas done it. Now Ziggler did it.
Charlie Haas did do it. I remember. It was funnier with Charlie Haas though.
But it was different for Dolph because
Dolph was just sad. I was just like, man's going through a midlife crisis right now.
Let me tell you this.
We can't forget about the famous "It should have been me."
And I was going to bring it up. But no, see, no.
It should have been me.
We laugh. See, I'm going to say this. We laugh at that. But see, that was the one they should have took off with. Exactly. That was the perfect time. I'm going to agree with that. That was the perfect time for a psychotic Dolph Ziggler.
Exactly.
But they didn't capitalize.
That's what I'm saying. It leads up. It's more on the writers.
The same damn thing.
But that's what I'm saying. It's more on the writers because they could have took that storyline. It should have been me, and he could have lost twice and actually came back and did. You all remember what he did to Kofi? I did. He did Kofi dirty. So if they had to get him more on the Randy Orton side,
that was another time they should have pulled the trigger.
No,
and they didn't.
No.
Oh yes.
And for Jay, want Kofi to be champion.
Kofi should have never been champion.
Y'all need to stop with that. I'm gonna let. We ain't heard from Tyreek.
Kofi should have never been champion. Are you out of your mind?
Kofi,
Trey,
one of the greatest.
I noticed only 8 out of the 10 have been talking. Yo, Prince, Trey, what are your thoughts on Kofi's championship run? Y'all been real quiet. I've been paying attention to who's been speaking. Using the chat don't count. Come on now. It's a show.
I'll tell you this, it came to a very disrespectful end.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That was
it did Kofi dirty with Brock Lesnar.
His championship run of Kofi's came to a
when Kofi
very...
Oh, my bad, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Trey.
Oh, no, I was just saying his run, it was a great win, a great triumphant win. They had a great little promo with him and Seth Rollins after Mania on that Monday, but it came to a very disrespectful end. But it's kind of hard to really make a lot of comments because I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but the wrestling of the day is kind of, for me personally, if it's a chore for me to watch a lot of these segments, it kind of hurts to watch it. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of positive. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. But Kofi's run was very disrespectful. The end, though, his loss was very disrespectful. Seconds to lose to Brock Lesnar like that was a slap in the face. I'm like, you know what? Okay.
He deserved that, Trey.
And I blame Fox for that one.
That is Fox. The same reason that Kofi dropped to Brock is the same reason the Hurt Business lost their titles. It's the same reason. I know Chase. I know.
Elaborate on that. Go ahead.
I know you did not want Kofi as champion, and trust me, I would have loved Kofi to be champion under a different gimmick as well. But him dropping the Brock, the Hurt Business dropping the New Day, it had everything to do with the networks they were transitioning into. True. I don't care what nobody says.
True.
Fox is racist as hell.
True.
Fox is always Fox, even though we love SmackDown. Absolutely love SmackDown.
Look at what happened to the product. Look what happened to the product. They dropped Kofi as the champ. They turned around and made the theme song some generic, weird, whatever the hell that's supposed to be.
Are you ready? I hate it.
Yeah, like
what? God. Oh, that's right. SmackDown doesn't really have a theme song.
Ouch. How the hell does Raw have a dope theme song, a hip hop theme song for the first time ever? And then SmackDown don't have a decent theme song. Come on now.
All right, I want to ask a serious question.
Yep.
And I don't want no hate from this. I just want to know your general thoughts. I am a 110,000% believer in Bobby Lashley. I believe Bobby Lashley has what it takes to be bigger than Lesnar.
Yeah.
What I don't see is what, aside from how much time he's put into the company, why would Kofi make a good champion if he's ever known
a good champion
is tag teams? All he ever knows is tag teams. Why would it make no sense putting the title on him in the first place?
Never.
But I went with it because I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's something new.
It's a feel-good moment.
But look, it is. And it was. I love Kofi
Mania.
Mania. I love the struggle over there. I loved when the Usos are like, nah, B, you can have this. And they just left the ring for the New Day. All of it was magic. I loved it. But if you want me to be real, Kofi had no business being in the main event spot.
Never.
He is not the main event. Like,
okay,
you don't have
but at this time, let's go on this time real quick. Roman wasn't
You're
wrestling.
doing a lot of time
Boom.
traveling.
Yeah, because Roman wasn't wrestling. Mustafa, the person that's supposed to get the push, got hurt. Daniel Bryan was the champion and was going to drop it because his baby was being born.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody had to step up. Seth Rollins was already champion. So out of all the people right now, because they're champion,
Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens,
Samoa, you
Randy
cannot bring us a person that cannot stay healthy.
Yes, say that.
What do you mean? A person that cannot stay healthy? The people who
Joe
can't
was
stay healthy have
Joe
been the
was
best
injury prone
champions.
and old.
No,
What do you-
yeah.
But
At the time, Joe was defending the U.S. title against Rey Mysterio, and
Oh, yeah, he already had the
in
title.
seconds.
Why not Joey Two Belt? Why not Joey
Tell
Because
Two Belt?
me.
he
Yeah.
can't keep it. he can't stay healthy. Are you serious?
Why not Joey Two Belt?
Injury after
I
injury.
mean, you have to think. Javi didn't just say Samoa though; he also said Kevin Owens.
Alistair Black. You also have
No.
Randy Orton, who's at
KO
the peak
another
of his
one that
game.
should
Still
never
hovering
touched.
between NXT and SmackDown.
Right.
KO
I don't know.
should have never touched the gold.
Alistair, he was
KO. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Kevin
Okay,
Owens
you know
shouldn't
what?
touch the gold. What?
All right, so
You heard
all right,
me.
you know what? I'm gonna make the biggest point of the night.
Wow.
Kofi Mania happened, and it was an amazing moment for everybody because a star who has been with us for a long time and has been underutilized for a long time finally got the big gold ring, right? That's why it was amazing because someone who's been kept at the bottom of the ladder finally got to the top, right?
Okay, I'll run with that.
So why Kofi and why not Cesaro?
You read
Hell
my
no.
mind.
Kofi was
my
going to
mind.
get the
Hell
shot
no.
back in 09.
I'd rather eat glass and tell you the flavor before I allow Cesaro to be champion.
Wow.
Seriously.
Wow.
Kofi
Isn't this the same?
Wait,
Wait.
you're
Isn't this
capping
the
for
same guy
Dolph
who speaks
Ziggler,
volumes
but
for
you're
Dolph Ziggler?
crapping on Cesaro.
Wow.
Ain't this the same guy who could talk circles for Dolph Ziggler, but he's putting down Cesaro?
No, sir. Cesaro
Cesaro
had
is
his own
trash.
section consistently, and he hasn't even been in the title
But
scene.
let me tell y'all
Who is
something.
cheering for Ziggler
But I have
besides
to
the two
step
Ball
in.
Mania. That's all I'm gonna say.
the cap.
Not Kofi Mania, Beach Ball Mania for Cesaro.
Not beach ball mania.
I agree with Chase because Kofi had an actual good run. See, if you actually remember Kofi's run and what he went through to get the title, it's not, forget about his gimmick because they didn't make it about his gimmick during his title run. They didn't make it about shoving and jabbing and dancing and everything. They made it about Kofi having to go through a struggle. If you are any type of black man, just listen, any type of if you have,
I'll give you that.
I'm
I'll
not
give you
gonna
that.
I'm not gonna put a race on it. If you have been through any type of struggle to try to get to the top and all the obstacles that has failed in front of you to stop you, bosses or anything that have stopped you, it's not even about the wrestler. It was about the story. Hence how we know WWE can write stories. They just need to put effort into it.
True.
Because he had a great story.
No, I 100% agree. I 1,000% agree. They could write an amazing story. And on top of that,
but it's like you saying, why not Cesaro or Kofi? When nobody even on Kofi's level at that time. He was coming straight off of a tag team title run. That was great. They
exactly.
Was great.
But here's the thing. All right, let's bring back kayfabe for 2 seconds, right? Because I base everything on let's be real. Let's be real. Looking at paper, do you see Kofi Kingston going into battle against Kevin Owens, Randy Orton? Let's bring the lights of Alistair Black. Let's bring in Karrion Kross because he's eventually going to come to the main roster. Let's get Braun Strowman. Let's get all the top level people. Let's get Roman Reigns in there. Seth Rollins.
Drew McIntyre.
Do you see him going into battle and you look at him and you're like, yep, that's the guy that's going to come out on top.
Out of all the people you just named, he can beat 6 out of 10 of them people. Out of all the people you just named, if it was 10 people you just named, he can beat 6 out of 10 of the people.
He has beaten 6 out of 10 of them.
He did beat Randy Orton.
He beat Randy Orton. Okay.
Beat
Did
Owens.
beat Kevin
They
Owens.
booked him
He
strong.
did beat Kevin Owens. Yes, he did.
Beat Dolph
He
Ziggler as
beat
well.
Samoa
He
Joe
beat
during
Dolph
his title
Ziggler.
run.
He
beat
beat
all of
Samoa
them.
Joe. That's right.
Right. They booked him strong. That's why it
Yeah.
worked. But if you're
But
not
they stopped at Brock.
yes,
That's
the
where they
problem.
stopped.
That's the problem.
We know
It's
what the
where
Brock
they're
situation
booking
is.
and they're writing.
If you recall, back in 2008, 2009, they were building him for a run.
They
Like-
were when he was under the quote unquote Jamaican / African gimmick.
Exactly.
Shout out to Triple H. Where'd your accent go?
But
What I
just-
was saying though.
Randy Orton to kill that. Like Randy actually went behind the scenes and cut that off on purpose just to undercut Kofi. That wasn't a storyline. That was real. That really happened behind the scenes.
There's millions of stories of people bringing out the golden shovel just to bury somebody.
But Javi,
I
do
100%
wanna hear
believe,
your
yes,
point.
that did happen. But what I'm talking about is why did Kofi at the time deserve the spot more than Cesaro? I'm be real. Look at their track record.
I have to ask this question. Why didn't Kofi, other than his gimmick, because that's the only thing I hear. So I do not want to hear gimmick. Why didn't he deserve the title run?
Let me.
Look at his rap sheet. All he knows is tag teams.
He can't go the
Kofi
distance.
cannot hold all his.
He was
single
tag
title
team in
run
US mostly.
Wait. See, but
wait, let me speak. You wanted me to speak. You said what doesn't he qualify to make him WWE champion? But his entire career has been tag teams, and the only times he's held single gold and made it matter was in the Jamaican gimmick.
Now to combat your point,
rap sheet. I'm saying, look at everything he's done. He has only came this far because of a tag team, because that's all he's known for.
To combat your point, Jeff Hardy, that's a champion. Edge is a champion. Christian is a champion.
Different.
Kane is a
Totally
champion.
different.
Undertaker is a champion.
Totally different.
When you're talking about tag teams, I feel like that's kind of that's an
no.
unfair. This is just my opinion.
Okay, but look at what you just said.
Hold on. Don't everybody talk over everybody. Come on now. This is a conversation, not a debate.
No,
By the way, we got 6 minutes.
Every single person he just named, Taker, Jeff, Christian, all these people, they also had the most successful singles careers. Whereas Kofi hasn't had any singles luck aside from a US, which let's be honest, that title don't matter, and a minor intercontinental
until recently.
Until
that's
recently.
Like saying, but JBL didn't have a singles run before his title run.
But JBL was trash.
Before Edge cashed in his Money in the Bank, he didn't have a legit singles run as far as a
apples and oranges.
Yeah, because his first title run was his legitimate singles run. Kofi's first title run with the title.
That was Kofi's first run, though. It's like you can't be unfair to someone that has the first
but here's what
run.
I'm going to use your exact same comparison. Edge's first singles title run was arguably better than Kofi's first singles title run. Why do you think that? Because Kofi has no knowledge of singles like mentality. He doesn't have it in him. Everything is, I got my homies to back me up. That's how I go into things.
I respectfully disagree with that point.
I do. I don't.
I love Kofi, but even his storyline wouldn't have became WWE champion if it wasn't for his tag team getting
But
him
I'm
in
not
there.
challenging. I'm not challenging what you're saying as far as loving Kofi. I'm challenging your reasoning as far as him being in a tag team, or because he was in a tag team, he didn't deserve that spot, and Cesaro did. I could say that about 1 million people that was in tag teams that went on to win a world title.
I'm not saying tag teams are bad. What I'm saying is you can't skip from only knowing tag team your whole life to suddenly having the main title of a card and leading a locker room as a single man.
I think I know what
Javi's trying to say. And I'm going to let you go, Chase, and then we're going to go to our commercial break. I think what Javi's trying to say is, with the other guys you mentioned as far as tag teams, what are they remembered for more? Kofi is remembered more so for his tag team stuff, which is why when he went from tag team to single or like the world title, it wasn't as seen as a greater impact, even though the story was good. Edge, even though he was remembered for his tag teams, he's even
He
more
even held
remembered
tag
for his
titles
singles
with Hulk
matches.
Hogan.
Huh?
Edge even held the tag titles with Hulk Hogan of all people.
That's because he had people who helped put him over.
Yes, Reem, that's exactly what I mean.
That's different.
But that's what I'm saying. But you can't just put that label when everybody else has taken those steps. You put that one label on.
Everyone's taking that label. Everyone's taking that label. Everyone's taking that label, but they're not necessarily remembered for that thing specifically. It's like it's the difference between he started in the tag teams, but everything else is now big. Everything else is now bigger in their eyes.
Can I get?
You see what I'm saying? It's
so
like
because you're not remembered as a singles competitor, you shouldn't get a strong push as a singles competitor.
No, he should get a push. Kofi needed a push as a singles competitor. I honestly was like, bro, one of his first people needs to be Orton, and he needs to put him in the ground just to show that he can stand at that level. Reem, didn't I say this with my chat?
He did. Kofi's run, although it was good, and
it was terrible. Him on the mic as a singles person. Kofi's entire rap sheet revolves around his teammates filling in the holes that he has. As a WWE champion, you can't. No one else is gonna fill those holes for you because you have to defend that title alone.
Cesaro was tag team.
Wait. Hey, sorry about that, Chase. Go ahead, and then we gotta go to commercial. Oh my God, we gotta go to commercial. Jesus Christ!
I'll say this. I got a dovetail. I don't like to piggyback, so I'll dovetail off of
we got Muslims in here.
Off of what Javier said. Javi made an excellent point in what he said as far as having only a tag team knowledge coming into it. Yes, Edge, we can say the same for Edge. Yes, we can say the same for Christian as well. We can say the same for a lot of tag team wonders that became single stars. However, with Edge, they gave him a build-up. Remember, after the separation of him and Christian, then he went on to win the Intercontinental title. He went on to win it multiple times, including being the first to unify the Intercontinental and United States title. So he had a nice, lengthy singles run after the tag team run. With Kofi had a spotty singles run going into more tag team runs. And then to pull him right from tag team run into a single situation just because you feel like he's been in the company long enough, I felt like that was us playing, and y'all gonna hate me for saying this, that was us playing the race card a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We did play it. We did. We played it. We played it well. And just because he's been in the company that long, that doesn't mean that he's worthy of a title shot. There's a lot of guys
Cesaro was either. Hold on. Cesaro was tag teams with Sheamus. Like,
but let me finish my point. It has nothing. Well, it has a little bit to do with the tag team situation. However, the majority has to do with who has the ability to break through that glass ceiling. You know what I mean? Once it's placed over them.
Thank you.
The glass ceiling was placed over Kofi after the tag team run, after the formation of the New Day. His ability to break through the glass ceiling, first of all, are you willing to leave your group members behind? He wasn't willing to. Triple H was willing to say, all right, DX had its run, but now it's time for me to go for mine. And he left the group and he shattered it until it was time to reform it again. But he had to go for his first. You know what I'm saying? And in this business, you may start off with a group that you really rock with, a team that you really rock with. But in order to become that breakout star, you have to be willing to go ahead and forsake the group for that single run. And he wasn't willing to do that. And because of that, it damaged his run as a world champion altogether. Well, it's fine. And in order, and that's why I said he didn't deserve that singles run at all. He didn't deserve it to me. And the squash match that he got to lose it was even greater. I was happy. I was cheering at home when Brock squashed.
Damn, you didn't have to say all that. You could have kept that part to yourself.
Only black person on
guys,
that was cheering at home.
Guys, it is time for our commercial break. I'm going to need all of you guys to go on mute because these commercials are the one commercial is very important. So thank you, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Raiden Scott. My name is Yasmin. It's Ramari X. Allen. Go to the Homeschooling Society.
Okay, hold on. Let's start this over.
I attend the Homeschool Society.
Hold on, wait. This computer started freezing up.
Hi, my name is Raiden Scott. My name is Yasmin. It's Ramari X. Allen. Go to the Homeschooling Society. Go to the Homeschooling Society. I attend the Homeschool Society.
Greetings. My name is Sabbath Muhammad, founder, owner, and CEO of the Homeschooler Society, LLC. Here at the Homeschooler Society, we pride ourselves in bringing full and complete understanding to all of our students. Our method is simple, not moving on until the child fully understands. I do what I do as an educator because I remember when I was in elementary school, middle school, and high school. I remember teachers and educators not showing as much care and patience as they could. This widespread way of teaching drives me to do what I do.
And we are back. You guys can come off the camera now. By the way, for those of you watching this wonderful show, if you have a Black-owned business and you would like it to be advertised on the Kareem Talk podcast, please inbox at Kareem Talks on IG. Also, buy my merch that I'm not wearing this episode because I decided to dress up for this episode. But yeah, go buy my merch. Man's got to eat.
That's what can make the difference. If you have something really on your
So we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And one of us is gone.
I was. We left off on a good point. We left off on the point of.
Can't wait to get back.
No. Wait, one of us is actually gone. Where did Prince go?
Looks like she's got
Kevin. Kevin ain't here. He is gone. He is out of here. There's 9 of us. There were 10 of us.
Show must go on.
Well,
All right.
hey, if one guy's gone, that just means he's missing
Show
out.
must go on. Roger
go
Strong
on.
left. That didn't stop the battle royal from happening. So
Can I
let's
say
go.
I wanna what do you say, Dove back? I wanna Dove back off what he said.
I made a commercial.
All right, we after this Kofi point, we're gonna get off of it because we still need to talk about the road to WrestleMania.
Oh yes,
First hour. God damn. Because we still need to cover the Fiend. We need to cover Bianca versus
Sasha.
Bianca versus Sasha, and we need to cover this whole thing with Roman, Daniel, and then we got to close out with predictions. So
all right, but I'm just gonna say, I just feel like every team starts off with a tag team, and I understand what they're saying. I'm just saying they're examples, as far as Kevin Owens, which I'm a Kevin Owens fan, so I wouldn't have mind him winning. But Cesaro and I forgot the other person's name, but I believe Cesaro was at that time part of the bar. Cesaro hasn't had a meaningful singles run either. Meaningful. This is his first actual singles run that would be meaningful. Right now,
1,000% correct. This man has not had a proper singles run.
Yes.
but that goes into my point. So it's like, who at that time, that goes back to my original point, at that time, who was more suitable to take that role?
Kofi was getting more TV time. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, who was more suitable and more durable to take that role at that time? Like you can't pick out nobody that didn't have a title. You can't pick nobody over Kofi, I feel like. And they took a veteran and put him in that position.
All right.
And Cesaro can't talk.
He can't talk. Yeah, he's gotten better now.
He's exactly the same as he was last year and the year before that.
I was trying to be nice.
Back to what Homie said. You're right. Cesaro hasn't had a proper singles run or match, and I 100% stand by that. But I also 1,000% hate it. And back to what Chase said, it's not about the fact that he came from a tag team. It's about the fact that at that time, put in a singles mentality where you're away from everybody else. No one else is responsible for carrying the company and that single title more so than you by yourself. There are no friends. There's alliances, but there are no friends. Prime example, Sheamus turning on Drew. Everybody wants the title eventually. Kofi would not do anything
Kofi didn't run the
to
gauntlet
jeopardize
himself, is what he's
the
saying.
New Day. But if you were to give Cesaro that shot, hey, we'll give you a title shot right now, he would have dropped Sheamus on his head so fast, he would have probably gone back to the old hairstyle.
He would have.
Back to what Chase said,
And
if you
he
were to
has.
put Cesaro in the exact same position as Kofi, every match that Kofi had, it sounds like it would be better if Cesaro was in there. Because when it comes to in-ring ability, Cesaro has performed over what anybody else has performed time and time again.
If
Kevin
Cesaro
Owens
was 10
versus
out of 10 in
Kofi.
the ring, go ahead.
Think about it like this: Kevin Owens versus Kofi. What sounds better? Kevin Owens versus Kofi or Kevin Owens versus Cesaro for the WWE title?
Kevin
Now,
versus
but what I'm saying, see, you have to ask
Fine.
me marketable. Well, who's more marketable? What sounds like a better wrestling match? Because if you ask me what's more marketable, I'm going with Kofi. If you ask me what's going to be a better wrestling
Cesaro didn't
match,
become
Yeah, but
marketable
it's
until
Cesaro.
now.
Plus, from the beginning of the conversation, the topic's never been about marketing. My question was,
no,
my
it wasn't
question
about
is
marketing.
why would they give the point I'm trying to make is while giving it to Kofi was great, they could have done so much more by putting it and giving those opportunities to someone like Cesaro. Because at the end of the day, Cesaro is going to do whatever it takes to boost his career, while as Kofi will always think about his career second, the New Day first.
And that's how all of the New Day, with the exception of Big E recently, sort of have operated.
Big E would drop everything at the 20th of a dime.
With that point.
Quickly, at the risk of sounding like Stephen A. Smith, I'm gonna need you all to lay off the weed. Y'all have to be.
Let's actually smoke weed in the room.
It is for.
You cannot tell me in a single competition.
All right, guys. Enough of Kofi.
Kingston
God damn it.
feat.
We got to get back on WrestleMania. Enough.
Okay.
Damn it. Enough. No more. No more. No more. Yeah. Let's get to the party. Let's get to the party.
This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. You gathered us here. We just speaking for your game.
This is not what I wanted. I wanted us to talk about the build. And then we got all the way to here.
Oh,
we got 50 minutes left. Yeah. God.
So with the build, let me say this with the build going into WrestleMania. I think that it is absolutely foolish of the WWE to have put Drew McIntyre back in the fold.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Back in the fold mysteriously for the title hunt again. Now I get it. You know, you guys are trying to put build him up into that whole Triple H build and make him like Stone Cold and the Rocks.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that they're trying to do. That's a good point. But remember, when Drew was originally slated to win the championship the first time, he was supposed to do it in front of a crowd full of people.
Right.
But then the pandemic happened.
So
Drew didn't get his chance to shine with actual people.
But do
so
you
I
really
think
think
that is the reason.
And
he did carry the championship throughout the performance. He did carry the championship throughout the Performance Center era. So I think this is WWE's. Wait, hold up. This is WWE's way of giving back for that. He may not
win. They pat him on the head for that. They gave him a pat on the head, and they gave him a rematch, and he got his title back. They gave him his pat on his head, and he got his two title runs.
He got his two title runs.
What more do you want? That you want to give him a third one in front of the crowd?
We don't know if it's going to be a third one, and that's why I don't know what they're going to do, because it's kind of a rock and a hard place to me, because I'm thinking about it not for just myself. For me, I know I want Bobby to win. I want Bobby to win 100%. But now I'm thinking about this is a crowd full of people. These are the same people who probably watched Drew virtually last year win the championship, and now they probably want to see it again live. It's 50-50. It's 50-50.
Listen,
okay.
Remember, I personally do not want that. I want Bobby.
No, everybody wants Bobby. All right, so Reem, what about that topic I brought up to you earlier when we were doing the sound check? All right, everybody, peep this. Joe hasn't been on commentary in the last couple weeks, and there is 1 week left till Mania with a hit still out on Drew. What is Samoa Joe known for? Being the guy you call in to put someone on a shelf.
I love
Triple H did it. He did it to Rollins. He's done it to AJ. He put AJ on the shelf for a bit. He has a reputable sheet of being known as the guy that, hey, yo, can you take care of this guy for me? Yeah, I got it. He's fit that building time. So think about this. Wouldn't it
he even snuck Brock one good time, Joe.
Okay, so if he was able to snuff Brock, wouldn't it be phenomenal? I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but just think about the possibilities here. Monday night, closing the show, Drew thinks he has it in the bag. Bobby's on the ramp. In comes Joe from behind. Coquita clutch. Puts him on his ass like he did to Lesnar. Looks at Bobby, and Bobby just smiles, comes down, shakes his hand. I'll see you at Mania.
Yeah, that's called creative, though.
I always told Javi that he should sign up to work with creative because that is a damn good idea.
Yes.
Beat down clan reunion.
I'm just saying though, because if whoever I like the idea that he put a hit out on Drew more than anything else. It doesn't even have to be Joe. I just like the idea that there is a hungry superstar who hasn't gotten their opportunity, who's going to put the latest inductee into one of the higher tiers of WWE Championship runs into the ground. Like, look at the people this man has put into the ground. Drew is now on a prestige of a level where he can't be afford to be called just another soft champ. It's not like Sheamus or like where he's like, oh, he held the title, but he doesn't have that much of a rap sheet. Drew has people in that rap sheet that are multi-time champs. So whoever takes him out, just like what Brock did to Drew, whoever takes out Brock and dethrones Brock is in for a big boost in his career. They fed him to Drew. It just sounds like it's the right time for Drew to return that favor.
Let me say this. It makes sense what you're saying because it wouldn't make sense to hot potato the title back to Drew. All right. This is how WWE started losing prestige in the title in the first place.
That's why the Universal title, if we remember, post the first interview I did, this was just me, Kukai, Tariq, Javi, and Brian. Post that episode we did, the side, it was reversed. The Universal title was in the trash can, and the World title was looked as something of prestige. Right. Now it's on the opposite side.
In 1 year.
The company
golden
title,
glove, baby.
The company
that golden
title,
glove.
The company title is now in the trash can, while the Universal title, that blue raspberry ass title, has been saved by the man with the golden glove.
The golden glove, baby.
The last person I thought would bring that title out of relevancy.
Reem, the day the Shield split up, didn't I tell you the second they give Roman a heel gimmick, it's over?
Yes. We
haven't I been a Roman supporter
Roman a heel gimmick
since day one?
It's a wrap.
I actually booked Roman doing that the last time we was on your podcast.
You did.
That's exactly what
he fantasy booked it. And
I remember it. I agree.
Everybody in the been saying the minute Roman turns heel is the minute he'd be taken serious.
That's
crazy. Tyreek actually long-term booking. Shout out to you for putting that in the atmosphere.
WWE robs me every week. Every time I make these predictions, they take them. I swear it's like they hacking the Brotherhood of Wrestling fan page.
He actually did say that. He said that, and that actually happened. That is all you, bro.
The same way,
a little too late. I'm glad it happened, but I'll be damned if I ain't right when I say it should have started the day he ended Taker.
Whoa, wait, what?
He should have went tribal chief the moment he destroyed Undertaker. He should have went.
I agree. When he went out in front of that crowd at the Amway Center and said, "This is my yard now,"
and just dropped
that was the golden moment.
It was the best thing he's ever said his entire career because he didn't need to explain. He didn't need to say anything. He went out, said, "Fuck y'all, I'm gonna say what I want." Y'all don't deserve an explanation. Drop it and left.
Short and
that was the true origin of the head of the table, right there.
Also, shout out to that crazy Jew Paul Heyman for saving Roman's career because pairing him with Paul Heyman,
he did.
Man is a god on the mic, and he is helped Roman to become a god on the mic.
Let's be glad that it's been confirmed by Roman and Heyman that they aren't splitting up anytime soon. If Roman drops that title, homie's still keeping Heyman around.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Now let's cross our fingers and hope Heyman starts adding more people to the team like he did in the older days where he got like Curtis Axel and shit.
Let's hit timeout right there. Timeout right there. Because that's like it's segueing into the Kareem's prediction. and I want to be the first because I was right. If we're gonna talk about people being right, I was totally right about Fastlane. Let's go back. I told y'all that the Fiend would come back.
Yeah, you did. You did say Fastlane. I will give you that. I did not think they would do it. I personally thought it was too soon, but at the same time, a lot of people have been complaining that the story itself was kind of dragged out. So fine.
I knew it.
So fine, the Fiend coming back at Fastlane.
I knew they was gonna write it into a match for WrestleMania. And however they do
win back.
However they do that is dope. Now my predictions. Before anybody else give it, the president got to give his predictions first.
Go ahead, Mr. Press.
The predictions for me is I see the not New Day. I see the Hurt Business actually pulling a ruse.
Oh my God, not this shit again.
We're gonna talk about it.
Oh my God. Here's my thing, okay? Go ahead, get your prediction out.
Let him finish.
Go ahead, get your prediction out. But I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on it, okay?
I definitely think of them pulling a ruse. I think this is them pulling Drew's leg to make it seem as though Bobby Lashley is on his own finally with MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Only to cost him the title at Mania.
Because they're technically no longer a part of the Hurt Business, so they can interfere in the match. I get that. And that is absolutely great writing. I would take that. Here is my issue. I really feel like you are giving creative too much damn credit. It's a great prediction. If that happens, wonderful. I'll take it. I will gladly take it. I will say Chase was right again. I will post it in all caps
flawless so
in
far.
the group.
I'm flawless.
But here's my thing. That is too good of writing. That is too good of writing.
Wait, whoa. Wait, hold on. One, that is not too good of writing because we've seen it happen before.
I mean, as far as this specific thing. Did it with as far as this specific thing.
Here's my thing, though. I love the idea. The idea is perfect. Oh, my God, yes. Pull a fast one on Drew, put him in the ground, solidify a victory at Mania. But why would you book Bobby Lashley's first ever title defense to be nothing but, like a screw job? Like, wouldn't you prefer to have the Almighty's reign start off like him putting Drew in the ground? I mean, like, I don't need help.
Like dominating.
Well, I'm gonna chime in right here. I feel like that just leads into: do you want to put Bobby over more, or do you want to put the Hurt Business over more? Ultimately.
Yeah, that's a really good.
But here's the thing: the Hurt Business doesn't need to be put over. They're tag champs. This is Lashley's first WWE defense.
No, it
and
ain't.
At the end of the day, they can pull this ruse off whenever they want, and I respect it. But what I just don't want is the start of Bobby Lashley's legendary career is based off not his own, but somebody else helping him out. You get what I mean? Like if they say, "Oh, it was a ruse," and attack him on Monday, that would be perfect because we saved the Hurt Business and we saved Lashley's match at Mania. But if you
another team come in.
It's
why don't you just have another team come in on that booking in order to fight the Hurt Business?
But remember, Triple H did the same thing when he regained the WWF title on Big Show on a Monday Night Raw. DX came out. They technically didn't get involved. He low blowed Big Show, pedigreed him, and won by himself. And it was like, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, Triple H beat the Big Show all by himself, woo, with no help."
Man, Helmsley,
see, this the thing.
See, okay, yes, I agree with that. That sounds amazing. But that's what I'm saying. They cannot intervene in a way where we cannot physically say Bobby Lashley beat Drew McIntyre. True. If they want to come out and stand ringside, yo, I'm all for it. But I don't like the dynamic of who do you want to succeed more, the Hurt Business or Bobby Lashley? Because if we think about who needs to success more, it's Bobby. But nobody wants to sacrifice the group, and we don't have to. Have them jump McIntyre together at the end of Raw this week. Send them into Mania injured.
And put him in the put him on the shelf on Monday. I like that.
Too soon. Too soon. It's like I would much rather them pick the bones after the match.
No,
you know
but here's what I'm saying though. Like if they attack him at the end of Raw, right? They close the show with the Hurt Business standing strong, Lashley standing over Drew's body, title in the air. Show closes out. WrestleMania comes in. Drew got ribs bandaged like Rollins versus Lesnar. You can tell he's not 100%. That's what Bobby wanted. Bobby's backstage. He goes, yo, y'all help me on Monday, but I don't need y'all to help me tonight. Later on that night, Bobby dominates.
I think that storyline
so why not
Drew more, the way they pushes Drew. I don't think WWE will do anything like that because I feel like they will feel. I feel like the WWE writers will feel like they have to get a title to Drew because Drew will be going through way more.
He's gonna come across as a sympathetic babyface.
Yeah,
he is, and that's the best part. Why do you think Evolution was so successful? Because everybody got into that groove. He's a babyface. He's going through all this. He's gonna win. Another example: 2-man power trip. There are times where the heels are just too good to pass up. And I believe this is another one of those moments. It's a little plant that's starting to bud. This has potential. They put the biggest baby face in the company on the shelf or beat them at Mania. That literally sent shockwaves throughout the entire universe. Because if you remember, who's the only other person who's really bullied Drew fucking McIntyre? Roman Reigns.
Unless here's another angle. Because we're already getting our moment. We're already getting our superstar moment with the Universal title being dropped to Edge. Let's just put it out there.
Without Roman being pinned. You gotta be specific.
Right, without Roman being pinned.
Edge is not winning the title.
I kind of winning that.
And you know,
listen.
Can we talk about?
Listen. Vince McMahon prides WrestleMania on having a feel-good moment. He said this himself. There has to be a feel-good moment when you're dealing with the world title or the Universal title. All right, it can't be two heels walking out with
That's
those
very
titles.
true.
So one has.
You do understand that Edge as a heel.
Edge is walking out with the title as a face because
Edge ain't a face no more. Edge isn't a face anymore.
How
it doesn't matter. You know why? He's going to pin Daniel Bryan. The only reason they added Daniel Bryan is because they are now about to have the hottest gimmick of 2020, Roman Reigns, look bad at the biggest stage of them all. True. So what are they going to do? They're going to sell it to us in a way so believable, we're not even going to notice it. We wanted Edge to be the face to dethrone Roman, but nobody wants Roman to go away. Roman needs to stay in a position of power. So what do?
Let me tell y'all their first mistake.
You put Daniel Bryan, the underdog of all underdogs, in the match, and then you have the ultimate opportunist put down that babyface. So what's going to happen is Roman is a big heel. What's going to happen after Mania? Roman's going to see that he's not the biggest heel. Edge is. There are bigger sharks in the water.
I just want to chime in though because we're talking about bills. And if we're talking about big baby faces, right? And we're talking about runs that are meaningful and stuff like that. I have a real big problem still. And even with Daniel Bryan being added to this match, I have a problem with Edge winning that Royal Rumble. I want to start right there because it's for the simple fact. If you was going to throw Daniel Bryan in the match anyway, and if you are going to tease Daniel Bryan versus Roman before Edge even came back, why not give Daniel Bryan that spot at Royal Rumble and have Edge be Edge like he just was to get himself a spot? I feel like this is kind of backwards.
No. That's a great point, and I'm gonna explain to you why. Because I'm a huge Edge head. Do you know why they built that story? They built it because they want you to see that Edge came back a good man. Edge came back a face. Edge came back, worked his way to the top, and what happened? WWE politicking and a bunch of bullshit got in the way of his shine. So what did Edge do? Edge said,
"Go back
no.
to his old ways.
If the high road isn't gonna work out for me, I'm gonna do what I've always done: take the low road and make it work for me." So what's the big problem right now? Daniel Bryan weaseled his way into the main event of WrestleMania. Edge made a good point. I don't have to beat Roman. I just have to beat Daniel Bryan. So what's gonna happen is the story transition is Edge came in a good man, but is not about to let morals be the reason why he's not champion. At Mania, he's gonna walk out as champ. But what's gonna happen is they're gonna team up on Roman, beat the shit out of him, because everyone wants Roman to get his comeuppance. But at the end, Edge is going to be the bigger heel and put Bryan in the dirt. When you tear down the ultimate underdog or the face, anytime the face takes a fall, it creates a shockwave. Which is what I was saying about Drew. Anybody who knocks out Drew,
Edge, how they built Edge, like the way they built. I feel like the rated R superstar that we're seeing right now should have been came out when he was going against Randy Orton. So me personally, I'm not a fan of the way they built Edge. Edge coming in number one, trying to make it believable that Edge can beat Seth Rollins and Daniel. I just don't believe it. So
it's not believable that Edge can beat Seth Rollins.
Problem with that. But as far as Edge and Daniel Bryan,
let him finish.
As far as Edge and Daniel Bryan, I just want to go to the prediction. I would not be surprised for one if Daniel Bryan pulls it off. Don't be surprised at all. That's his reputation. Right. Me personally, I don't want Roman to drop the title to nobody. He should keep the title. So my personal opinion, Roman should retain that title and not beat nobody. He shouldn't lose to nobody. His run is too meaningful than Edge's return. Honestly.
All right. I'm gonna put this on the table and then I'm gonna stop talking because we do got to move on to different topics. But I'm gonna say this.
Yes.
When a heel destroys the top babyface anywhere at all, it creates a shockwave and it puts them on a new level. It always has been. Edge had to knock off Cena to get his big break, had to knock off Taker. When a low-time heel knocks over someone big and good, it's like, holy shit, fucking Captain Boomerang just beat Superman. It's nuts. It creates a boom. Edge is not a face. He's never been a face. His whole career has been prided on, I'm a heel. This company is about making your biggest statement, and I'm going to bury everybody until I'm at the top. So what they're going to show is they're going to show the duality of Edge. Yeah, I'm a great guy until I stop getting what I want. Now I'm the ultimate opportunist. I told you, I don't got to beat Roman. Imagine WrestleMania, that match ends with Edge giving Daniel Bryan a concerto, pinning Daniel Bryan, Bryan leaving on a stretcher, Roman's to the side. He's not even part of the predicament. The ultimate opportunist just put the biggest babyface on the shelf to prove a point. I'm not here to make nice.
And Daniel Bryan has a history of concussions, so that's believable.
Exactly. He's not here to make friends. He's not here to be your hero. He's here to win that title, whether you like it or not.
It sounds like ultimately we all can agree that they should have did better booking on this. Basically.
Yeah, they 100% they could have, but I'm not gonna lie. I like Edge's booking because he's not playing all his cards. Him showing up on different brands, that's him playing mind games. And when he finally does snap and destroys Bryan at Mania, it's gonna be more believable because I don't see Edge destroying Roman, but I do see the Ultimate Opportunist putting Daniel Bryan back on the shelf, which would give him nuclear heat, walking out with whatever the fuck he wanted and continuing afterwards.
Walks away with the Intercontinental title.
He could walk away with anything. He could walk away with the U.S. title, but the way he plays it is going to give whatever he does credibility.
No, I'm asking at Mania, who's walking away with the Intercontinental title?
Apollo Crews.
Apollo. If Apollo doesn't win, it's over for his entire career. He's gonna get Eva Marie.
Yep. So we're all in agreed Apollo. Now,
I'm only saying Apollo
is a Nigerian drum match.
I don't think Apollo will win, but I think he needs to win.
He needs to. Yeah, honestly, I want Apollo to win. I feel like E's gonna win.
I feel like E is going to win, but Apollo needs to win. I want Apollo to win, but I feel like he's gonna retain.
You can't lose your first big match after a gimmick change. That automatically makes you invalid.
That is preposterous.
Give me one gimmick change where the first match, the first thing they did was a loss, and it worked out.
Triple H.
Apollo.
Triple H had
lost success lane.
When Triple H first became the game in 1999,
until he got squashed by Ultimate Warrior, so he was
no. That is not what I'm referring to. When he first became the game, he was in a triple threat match at SummerSlam of 1999 against Austin and Foley. Triple H was supposed to go over that night. He didn't. Foley did. And he won it from Foley the very next night.
Oh, wait. Yeah. No. That's feel good moment. No, that was because that was Foley's moment. That's a completely different. That's politics. That's a completely different.
Foley had already won the title before. That's the thing. The only reason they did that is because they didn't want Austin to lose credibility because Austin was going to go away for surgery.
Right.
The encyclopedia of wrestling, folks.
Yeah. All right, that's understandable. I see that.
But Triple H, they should have just had Triple H pin Foley. Even Foley himself said Triple H should have went over that night. And they had Jesse Ventura be the referee for the match.
Before Triple H even became the game, he was already affiliated with DX, though. Like he had a rep sheet.
He had just let go of DX at this point.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
With the chainmail shirt. And with China,
had a rap sheet before that happened. Apollo doesn't.
What?
But in fairness, we're dealing
Apollo
with the
title.
Right, we're dealing with a whole nother title, guys. We're dealing with a whole nother championship.
We are.
In fairness.
Apollo, aside from like a couple of times he's shined, he doesn't have a rap sheet that's comfy enough that if he were to switch up his gimmick, become a heel, and ultimately lose in his first debut, he can't fall back on it. He can't say, well, damn, I lost, but I did all of this. So I'm still up there. I'm still a contender.
You know what I remember Apollo Crews? You know what I remember Apollo Crews for before his gimmick change? Him getting kicked the shit out of by Braun Strowman mid-flip. That's what I remember him for.
Honestly.
Yeah.
He's a highlight reel at best. This gimmick is probably the best thing that has happened to him. He cannot afford to lose.
Exactly. Not after this gimmick switch.
Nope. Cannot.
He's going over.
Like for someone
he should go over.
For someone like
guys, he already lost his first Intercontinental title match after the gimmick change. At Fastlane.
Twice.
2 times. This already happened.
We can blame that on booking. So, they don't need to repeat matches over and over. But it's like they're not using everybody. They're repeating the same matches over and over and over again. So it's terrible.
But we can't.
Let's move on because we got to talk about women's wrestling. Javi's least favorite subject.
Yeah, it is my least favorite subject. But before we go into women's, because I'm going to be quiet for a lot of that because I have no interest in it.
Yep.
Are we not going to talk about that random tweet Buddy Murphy sent out where it was a challenge to Aleister Black?
We're not getting Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy.
I know, but I feel like we should at least talk about it because those two are money and deserve it.
We should.
Well, did respond with a picture of his new gear, so we may just be getting it.
I'm gonna say this. I've seen Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy last year before the pandemic because they was overdoing that damn match. They need to do it in a different way, in a different fashion, because they can really perform them two, but I don't want to see it like it was the 4 previous times when they was just doing it on Raw. They need to have some type of flavor to this baked chicken. It just can't be plain. It has to have some seasoning salt this time.
I 100% agree with that. So how's this? Murphy goes to the ring, standing waiting for a challenger. Black comes out. We're thinking we're gonna get the same match. Black masses Murphy, pulls him to the side and says, "Nah, not again." He's like, I want someone different. You brought me onto the show, but I'm taking control. Who would you put to answer Black's challenge?
In the locker right now, or are you going to bring somebody?
Anybody right now. Black comes out, says, I don't want a match with Murphy. Knocks out Murphy. I want a match with somebody else. Murphy's out. They just used him as an outlet because nobody really cares about Murphy right now.
I mean,
this guy's had like 7 different gimmick switches.
In Cesaro's match against Seth.
Yeah, nobody really cares about Murphy at the moment. So let's just put him in the position where he's only there to be the reason why Black comes out. But we already have Black out in the ring. We have Murphy on the floor. Who do you give the green light to run down that ramp, have a match with Black at the grandest stage of them all, and get to become a draw?
Matches.
Shinsuke?
Hell no.
I respect that.
Hell no.
If not,
this is the thing. I feel like long-term booking, because if you're trying to throw Alistair and Murphy, both of them, however you want to do it, it has to be long-term booking. You just can't think WrestleMania and stop. So, like, I would play it as if I would bring Seth Rollins into this still, and I would have Seth Rollins in the way set up by Buddy Murphy, but Seth Rollins is actually whooping on Buddy Murphy just for Alistair to come for the rescue, quote unquote. Plays Buddy, gets Buddy Murphy up, and then guess what? Kicks him. Now this is setting up. See, I would rather do that because now he can still put him out, but this is set up matches for like
in the future,
Money in the Bank, Backlash,
which is something we still got to talk about because I don't want to go over. It's almost been 2 hours.
Okay,
we got to get through the rest of the card. Come on,
Alistair Black should have been.
Damn,
Alistair Black should have been Kevin Owens' backup against Roman and Jay.
True.
I'm gonna mute myself now. Y'all can talk about women.
Terrible. All right. Let's be honest. I'm going to skip over the Raw Women's Championship because I know how that's going. Rhea's winning that.
Yes.
Rhea is winning that. I do not see Asuka.
And she shouldn't. She should. Hold on. Let me make that prediction. I see Asuka retaining. Stay mellow. Yes.
Are you crazy?
Yes.
I love Asuka. I love Asuka very much. Her run has not been good. She needs to be reset. It hasn't. It has not. They have not. They have ruined Asuka almost as bad. No. The only person they've ruined worse than Asuka is Shayna.
Woo!
Yeah.
Asuka is not the same Asuka. She is not the same Asuka.
I'm going to concede to that point because what I really ultimately want, I've been saying this, Kareem, you done had this conversation.
Yes.
I need Becky to come back.
Jeez,
and I need
Becky's gonna be back soon.
I need hold on. I need Becky to not only come back, but because everybody knows she's the man. I also need Becky to enforce the vision. I need that.
I get it. So Becky comes back. She goes to SmackDown. Seth is embrace the vision. Becky is enforce the vision. I like
this. Would be Becky has potential.
Let me ask y'all this. Are you all on the same peace pipe? Because I got
like you hate
this booking is terrible.
Okay.
Are you all on the same peace pipe?
I kind of like Becky, even though we're talking. We got to focus on the card though. We got to focus on the card predictions.
We can talk about other stuff. Rhea Ripley walks away with the title.
Rhea Ripley. She has all momentum right now.
I hope Asuka don't just lose the title like that. They need to do better with it.
I feel like they have. The thing is, as much as I like Asuka and I like Asuka, the problem is Rhea lost last year, and they're bringing her into WrestleMania again. She cannot lose at WrestleMania.
She's not going to lose back to back. Not like that.
They cannot do that.
Absolutely right.
And remember, they already had her little story of how she had to go and reinvent herself on NXT and everything. True. She's already off NXT. She got beat by Raquel Gonzalez. We got to talk about TakeOver quickly too. Rhea is winning at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Bianca is winning at WrestleMania.
Bianca
is winning, but I don't like this. I don't like how they've been building it. Bianca should have beat Sasha's behind a while ago.
And I've been saying this on my SmackDown.
Why did she just point to the sign? I saw what happened on SmackDown. Why did you not go in on why? Sasha was right there.
Bianca should not win no title. She is not ready to be champion right now.
They have to make Sasha a heel.
They got to give her a title eventually because she hasn't even won the NXT title. Come on now.
Just saying that, but she cannot. No, I just feel like she shouldn't be Sasha right now. Sasha needs.
Why do you think Sasha should go? Why do you think Sasha should go over at Mania over Bianca?
Because Sasha has a reputation of dropping the ball at big moments. I feel like this will be her first big opportunity to show that she can retain her title. With controversy and everything coming her way, she still can finally, we talk about hitting that ceiling. She finally hit the ceiling where the pressure don't bother Sasha no more. I feel like Sasha should not lose that title right now.
All right, so I'll give you this. If Sasha does win, it needs to be a screwy finish.
Hell yes.
It needs to be a screwy finish because you want Bianca to be protected. Because they've been building Bianca up ever since she won at the Royal Rumble. They did a poor job, but they've been trying to build her up as some underdog who's supposed to win. So it's either Bianca wins or she gets screwed over.
I can do a screw over job. What bro was saying? I want to know what brother was saying.
The only way I'm going to screw over is the only way I'm going to go with that was if there's color. I think that they need to upgrade the women's division, period, and start treating them more like serious wrestlers.
Yes.
They got a glimpse of that when it
was got the main event. What do you want?
He means I know and the WWE title. The women's division on the main roster needs to start getting treated like the women's division on NXT.
Right. So to me, especially with what just happened with Thunder Rosa, so they need to come in with some color.
And AEW because they've gotten better too.
Color.
AEW set some standards.
On the power moves and getting that over and doing strong style, but she needs to lose so that Sasha retains, because I'm with Mello, Sasha needs to retain, and then they move forward with developing the women's division. Because with the Fiend coming in, they can ship everything in the WWE. And to me, that moment where everything goes to a next level is going to be this women's match.
They have the WrestleMania main event.
They should not have WWE title. I'm happy that the women got the main event, but they should not be. They should not. They should not.
I don't watch women's wrestling, but I can tell you right now, if Bianca doesn't win, it's really going to injure that division. Because at this point, Sasha has nothing to lose. She has her entire career and she's had a healthy reign. Bianca, on the other hand,
plural.
You have to understand the risk that any NXT star takes the second they decide to even want to go to the main roster.
Some stay on NXT for that very reason. There's two great risks.
But look, if you lose Sasha's first main run, like this is her first run as a champion. This is her first. She's held the title. She's never held the title more than a month in her runs. In her previous runs.
I 100% agree. With the title. Sasha deserves better. But if Bianca loses this, put it this way: if Sasha loses this, well, she can just get another title run because we know it's Sasha. She's a top contender. She'll be back. But if Bianca loses this, fine. If Bianca loses, you risk her becoming like another Shinsuke. She loses that Mania.
Or a valet.
Might become another underutilized NXT star. She might become another underutilized NXT star because she's not. If she loses, she's not gonna have any steam going forward after that. She has nothing to fall back.
She's too healthy. She's too healthy, too athletic to put her back on the show.
If Bianca does not win this match, she is going to get Shinsuke'd, and it's going to fucking suck.
The only reason Shinsuke got Shinsuke is because he rather surfed than actually carry himself like a champion.
I mean, that's true.
That's true.
That's very true.
Shinsuke don't want to be champion. He don't want that push.
That's
Stop
the whole thing.
Stop it.
Shinsuke
Stop
been
it.
through
Oh.
hell when he was in New Japan.
That's
He
true.
was the
So
champion at
Shinsuke
23,
wouldn't be a good example.
And that Inokiism style is not for everybody. These guys in New Japan, they're wrestling in a boxing ring. And if anyone's been in a boxing ring, that has a thick metal beam in it. So imagine getting suplexed from the top rope on top of that. That wears on the body. Not only that, he did time in TNA while he was the IWGP champion. So he has mileage on his body that Bianca doesn't have. So Shinsuke is at a point of his career where he ain't even trying to be the top guy.
No, I'm not saying
I get
trying to be.
I get what Javi's trying to say. It's not, of course, we know Shinsuke's decision was on his own, but he's talking about before we even find out that's what Shinsuke wanted. Everybody thought with the
Bobby Roode, EC3, Aleister Black, Andrade,
better examples.
Samoa Joe. All of these are NXT stars that were failed by the main card and deserved more than what they were given. All of them.
Let me tell you something. Because only the exception of AJ Styles, but AJ was one of the biggest when he came in WWE.
AJ was a Shawn Michaels everywhere else.
I knew that AJ, Samoa, EC3, and Bobby Roode, I knew they weren't going to get strong title pushes for the WWE title. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I just knew it because it's Vince McMahon. You have to know your personnel, like I said. I just knew that wasn't going to happen. I knew that.
But here's what I'm trying to say. Everyone you just named are older guys.
Right.
Even Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode is 43 years old. Samoa Joe just hit his 40s. AJ just hit his 40s. Shinsuke in his 40s.
Here's what you have to think about, though. Here's what, even though everything you absolutely said was right, how they were being pushed on NXT made a lot of people think that there was going to be hope for them on the main roster. Now, if they weren't pushed like that on NXT, then you wouldn't expect anything. But Bobby Roode had a great NXT title run. Shinsuke, great NXT title run. You would expect the same thing on the main roster because NXT was so good. It sold you on them. And then when you got to the main roster, you're like, damn, what the fuck happened? That is
nothing.
That is what
WWE. You had Mae Young taking power bombs off the top rope, and you had Ric Flair wrestling until some of his bones turned to dust. Age means nothing. It just depends on how you're
nothing. You're absolutely
in the
right.
company. If you're a draw, if you're a fail, that's how you succeed. That's why Dolph Ziggler's not where he is, because he's not getting that draw power. He has everything, but no draw power. That NXT stars have been shown to have a track record that if something doesn't go right on their transfer
Look,
over.
he's not a draw. Okay, stop it, Chase.
I'll behave.
I'll behave.
We're not even about to spend more time on that. Stop.
No, sir. Go ahead, Javi.
I'm just saying, NXT stars have a track record that if something happens early in their career and they don't do good, they instantly get pitched to this bottom tier of WWE. That's where we have Cedric Alexander, we have Ricochet, Mustafa Ali. Ricochet didn't even get the NXT title. He was instantly brought up, and what happened? They dropped him.
The only NXT stars that have survived coming to the main roster: Seth Rollins,
Kevin Owens,
Roman Reigns,
Finn Balor.
No, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor is one of my favorite stars.
Finn Balor had to go back to NXT though. Finn Balor had to go back to NXT and reinvent. So Finn Balor, he's sort of
Finn
kind
Balor
of
failed. No. Finn Balor failed at the main event.
Let's fix some language here.
First night on Raw, and then beat Rollins for the title.
I am one of the biggest
but he got
Finn Balor
and he had to
fans.
drop it and wasn't in the main event since.
It's crazy because I don't like Finn Balor.
Tell him who I am when it comes to Balor.
Let me say.
So he's about to lose, right? Finn Balor.
Can I say one thing?
Finn Balor about to lose again.
Can I say one thing? Let's fix some language here. He is not failed. He didn't fail, and he didn't have to go to NXT to reinvent.
Who, Finn?
Remember, they didn't send him there to reinvent. Finn Balor got rid of the demon persona because he said it was time to cut that. He was tired of it.
He was tired of the demon persona.
Exactly. He had to go back and reinvent.
He didn't need to. He's Finn fucking Balor.
Somebody fucking Balor. How did he perform on the main roster and compared to his first run on NXT and his NXT now? They are different Finn Balors. They are completely different.
Kareem can tell all of you, I am one of the biggest Finn Balor fans.
He is. There. He even got a goddamn. All he wants the goddamn $1,000 leather jacket. This is my point. Finn, when he came on NXT, like I said, this is the same case that I've said for all the NXT stars. They'll come on NXT. You are sold on this idea that they are going to be very, very big, right? And Finn had the greatest chance, but that injury fucked him up. That injury fucked him up big time and kept him on the mid card until he had to face Brock again. And everyone was thinking, oh, he'll probably go demon and beat Brock. Nope, that ain't happen. That ain't happen at all. Brock took his time because Brock has always said he likes working with smaller guys, making underdog, putting them over even though they lost, etc., etc. It's more fun. These are Brock's words, not mine. But around that time, and then the whole thing with him losing to the Fiend, basically squashed to the Fiend.
Finn Balor had a hot start, and I understand the injury.
And then he went cold.
The injury, I understand. Yeah, it fucked everything up. Here's the thing, though. They could have picked back up after the injury, and they chose not to. Notice, he was only pushed on the main card at the start. He beat Roman and Seth Rollins only because of how hot he was coming out of NXT. He was the greatest NXT champion at the time, the longest. And on top of that, he had a stellar match with Samoa Joe the night before. Everything that this man had accomplished prior to him stepping into Monday Night Raw was so hot at that time that they had no choice but to give him, a push when he first got there. Once that injury happened, he lost the push. It's sad to say. If they were truly invested in him,
they would have given him that push when he got back.
Exactly. But they didn't. They only pushed him because of NXT. I love Finn Balor. I love him. But his main card run is failed compared to his NXT runs, both first and second.
And this is not to say he wasn't successful. Because
he was successful.
But it wasn't.
Intercontinental title should not be your top. Universal champion for one day should not.
I feel
be
like he wasn't. He just wasn't cultivating. He wasn't cultivating. Finn Balor didn't stand out when he was in the main roster. I honestly feel like because it's something about Finn Balor I can't get. I can't get with it for some reason. And we
are closing in. This is by far the longest episode of Kareem Talks I've ever done, putting that out there. We are reaching almost 2 freaking hours. I hope I can upload all of this onto the Anchor app, okay? God damn. Yes. We haven't even got through all the topics yet. Shit.
Hey, let's get this. Hey, homie, get your last point on Balor out. Continue, because we cut you off, and then let's move it on.
I just feel like Balor is missing something, even right now. Even if he was to go to the main roster right now, it's something about him that he's missing. And I can't pinpoint it. I can't say it's his mic skills. I can't say it's his wrestling. I can't say it's his durability. I can't say it's anything. It's just something about him. I feel like it's missing. And that's how I'm just going to end it with him. It's just something I just can't get with. I don't know.
I 100% understand exactly where you're coming from. But let's move on to the next point because we are nearing and I got to go.
Yeah, we reach it. It's getting real late. I got work in the morning. Yeah, so now we're gonna do wrestling we're gonna do WrestleMania predictions and then takeover, and then we are wrapping the show up. So let's go through the matches for WrestleMania because clearly we're all gonna look forward to takeover more. Obviously,
let's drop the name of the match type. Like, Bianca versus Sasha. Everyone gets their vote. Next round, this match, vote because if everyone starts going down the list, we're gonna keep forgetting.
Yep, I know. I got it. I definitely got it. This has been long episode. Okay, Bianca versus Sasha. Everyone go in order. Say a name.
Bianca.
Sasha.
Bianca.
Sasha.
Bianca.
Bianca. Oh. All right, so we got Bianca. Roman versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan.
Edge.
Daniel.
Roman.
Edge, Daniel, Roman. So we got 3 Edges, a Daniel, and a Roman. Drew versus Bobby.
Bobby.
Drew.
Unanimous Bobby. 1 Drew. Damn, Tariq. Drew?
No, that was
Who said that? Who said that? I was about to say, what? I couldn't keep up with the audio. My bad. Had to make sure.
I'm basing my predictions not only off of what I'm thinking, but off what I know they're gonna do.
So Mello said, "My bad, Tariq. I'm sorry."
What are we voting on right now? What's the
about
vote?
to hop up through the screen.
I was about to come through the camera for a minute.
What's the match? What's the match?
All right, Roman. Not Roman. Randy versus the Fiend. First of all, before we say who is going to win, regular match or cinematic match? You think?
Cinematic.
I love cinematic. So it's unanimous then. Who wins?
Fiend.
Let me tell you. Hold on. I heard that. Other than Roman Reigns, the Fiend's the best thing going. Other than Bobby and Roman, the Fiend the best thing going. Fiend.
I don't care nothing about the Fiend.
I don't like the new outfit the Fiend got, but other than that, I'm glad he's back.
I hope that by beating Randy Orton, the Fiend heals himself and we get old Fiend back.
Exactly.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I see
Throw Randy in the fun house with John.
Yep.
John be like, "Oh, you're in here too, huh?"
Kurt Angle, Jerry Lawler, and them. Yep.
Who else? What other matches are on the card? Okay, okay. AJ and Omos. Oh my God, versus the New Day. I don't care.
I honestly want to give it to AJ just because it'd be fun.
Almost, yeah.
Almost. AJ.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that match. Braun Strowman versus Shane.
I hope Braun. Braun just need to get him out of here.
Realistically, Braun. Theatrically, Shane.
I don't care because I don't care about this match.
Gaga, but Braun.
Rhea versus Asuka.
Rhea.
I need Asuka to win, man. But come on, Rhea.
All righty. I think that's all of WrestleMania. Did I miss anything? I don't care about that.
You missed
I don't care.
You missed Street Profits.
You missed the Intercontinental
Sami Zayn
title
versus KO.
Oh, damn. I'm really not invested in WrestleMania this year. Damn.
I've never cared.
KO's beating Sammy.
I've never cared about Sami Zayn, but I swear to God, if we don't get Blue Thunderbomb OG Sammy back, I'm gonna be very upset. I hate Sami Zayn. He's been failed ever since he came out of NXT. But if we don't get rid of this fucking conspiracy theory gimmick, it's gonna suck. It's terrible.
I love it.
Give me try hard baby Sami Zayn. Don't give me this.
So it's the Street Profits versus the Road Dog Dirty
Dog.
Yeah, but actually,
the best tag team ever.
SmackDown. They're
That's
gonna
on SmackDown. That's not
have
at
a 14 Fatal 4-Way match for the titles, and also, if I may add, one match that I believe is going to be the show stealer of both nights: Rollins versus Cesaro.
Who wins?
Cesaro, and yes, that's going to be an amazing match. I feel like Rollins only took the match because he sees what everyone else sees. That Cesaro deserves recognition. This is a guy they sent to NXT to train people. He does. Wow. He needs his props, and he trained Rollins. He trained with Rollins.
Yeah, and also that off camera, they are pretty good friends.
It's ironic that WrestleMania has 2 Ring of Honor throwback matches between Cesaro and Seth and Kevin and Sammy. That is Ring of Honor through and through.
Facts.
Honestly, yeah. But again, I feel like
wow, we are going over on the takeover.
Go.
Night 1, Raquel versus Io. Who wins?
Raquel.
Time for Io to go to the main roster.
Yep.
Too soon.
That's why I need Asuka to retain her championship. That's exactly why.
That's why you want Asuka versus Io?
No,
and
I want Io.
We want Io.
Or they can make it a triple threat. But I need Asuka to keep it.
No. We need Rio on Raw so she can become the new Kabuki Warrior.
Oh, no, Io and a Kabuki Warriors 2.0. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So Who's winning the North American Championship elimination gauntlet? You have LA Knight, Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Dexter Loomis,
Dexter.
Bronson Reed,
Yeah.
and who's the sixth guy?
Johnny.
It's Dexter time.
No, Johnny's facing the winner.
He's facing the winner.
Right,
I know.
he's facing
Oh,
winner, right.
Dexter's
Cameron
time now.
Grimes.
Cameron Grimes. Yeah, Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
Cameron Money Grimes. Who wins?
Dexter.
I'm giving it to Dexter, but I really
Dexter
want
deserves
Swerve
it.
to win. Another guy I've met in person. I really want Swerve to win, but I see it going to Dexter.
Dexter.
He gotta win.
Storyline purposes, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dexter.
Dexter. Okay. All right, Dexter. That's gonna be a tag team championship match. MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado del Fantasma. Who takes it?
Grizzled
MSK
young veterans. I got
That's
them.
tough. I'm gonna go.
Definitely
I'm
the
gonna go with
Grizzled
it. I'm gonna go
You
with
going with the
MSK
vets?
on now.
I'm going with the grizzled young vets. I'm going with them.
We are Grizzled Young Veterans.
Yeah, I like them. I like them.
I'm going with them.
And two guys that I met in person, and I'm just telling you, they got it. They pushed
MSK?
they pushed them way too hard right off the bat.
All right,
No
I'll give you
team
that.
had
I'll give you
ever
that.
came in and won the Dusty Classic like that. So MSK
all right.
How do we see it?
So Johnny versus Loomis. Say Loomis does win. Who wins? Johnny or Loomis?
Loomis.
Loomis deserves this push.
Loomis, it's a long time coming for Loomis.
All right, Loomis. Yeah. Okay. Walter versus Ciampa. Walter. Ciampa's going to die.
No, Ciampa's about to get. He's about to die.
Ciampa is going to die. Rest in peace to his.
You know, but don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. That's all I can say about that match.
I got Ciampa.
Yeah, I can go Ciampa on that because I wouldn't count him out. Don't be surprised.
Ciampa goes crazy, but how many people have you seen him win against that are bigger than him? Cross washed his ass.
True.
But who needs this win more? I don't think this will do anything for Walter.
I mean,
this will do something for Ciampa.
I feel like Ciampa is in his twilight years in his NXT run. He's just putting people over. I don't feel like he's going to be getting another run. And it'll be weird for an American to wear a European championship.
Exactly.
To me. All right, so Walter. That's what's going to happen. Cole versus O'Reilly. Time for Cole to go to the.
Dang, they really going back to the Ring of Honor favorites.
Please do not send Cole to the roster. If they do, send him to SmackDown, please.
Yes.
Put him with.
It's a better fit for him anyway. SmackDown.
Don't send Cole to Raw.
Have him go right. Have him go right at Big E. Have him go right at.
Please give Cole the intercont. No.
No,
it'll be utilized better on SmackDown.
He needs to win the United States title.
No, Intercontinental title is way better for him than hell no.
Hell no.
Oh, hey, we forgot about Sheamus and Matt Riddle too. We forgot about Sheamus and Matt Riddle.
I don't really care about Sheamus and Matt Riddle for WrestleMania, but
Sheamus is winning it.
I want Sheamus to win though. Let Sheamus get that title run.
Went back to the Mohawk.
Let Sheamus get that title run.
Bet. All right. I think this is the last match of TakeOver, and then we're going to close out. This has been a great show, guys.
Thanks for putting it together, bro.
Carrion versus Finn.
TikTok has to win. Finn, it's time for Finn to go.
Finn.
TikTok.
Retain.
You think Finn's going to retain over Cross?
I want him to.
I honestly do too.
I got TikTok.
I just don't know what y'all see in Cross. I just don't get it.
I got Cross choking.
He said, I don't know.
I got Karrion Cross.
I got Mr. Cross. I got Mr. TikTok.
Let me say this about Cross. This is why I like Cross. Cross is, I've been watching him since how they booked him to when he killed Keith Lee, to his whole recovery rate. I was expecting him to be gone for way longer. I was expecting the fact that he was able to heal up that quick and he did no surgery, none. The man is not human. And I'm sold on his psychotic doomsday gimmick to me. And he hasn't even because I've seen some of his stuff prior to going to NXT. He hasn't even touched the surface. He hasn't even touched the surface of what his gimmick is.
Wasted.
I love the intensity he brings.
I feel like Cross isn't at what he was before the injury. So the way I see it play out, I want Balor to beat Cross, but I want it to be similar of how what's it called when Triple H and Undertaker or the dynamic of Balor couldn't walk out on his own. Balor won.
I mean, Balor's had that too many times. Balor had that with Riley.
No, Balor walked out. Balor walked out on his own. I'm saying
not the first time. Fucking jaw got broke.
His jaw got broke, I guess, but he already conquered that though. What I'm saying is, I want it to the point where he gets carried out. He doesn't walk. He's not okay. After Cross, he won, but at what cost? His whole body. I want it to be that. I just want that dynamic, not for the purpose of Balor winning, but that'll then put Cross at like a higher level, by association. Because as of right now, I can't see Cross big enough to topple Balor yet.
That would be his first loss.
He already lost the title.
Cross is still. Remember, Cross is also still undefeated.
Right, he wasn't defeated. I know that.
Unless you count the tag team title match.
So he hasn't brought out like that edge. He hasn't brought out that like killer instinct that was like when he was first there. I'll admit,
I did tell this to Javi. I did say it that Killer Cross. It's kind of like his momentum slowed down when he came back versus when he first got on NXT.
He's just Cross at this moment. I'm not getting that killer vibe from him like when he was first brought. The apocalypse.
You know what vibe I get from him? I get him more methodical. He's more methodical now, though. You have to think about his gimmick coming back.
I like that.
He's just methodical with the way he's moving.
Yeah, I love that. I respect that. I love that. That's why I love Edge. But that's what I'm saying, though. I want him to bring out that methodical, I want her to bring out the Hulk, his inner Hulk.
Like what he did to the whole roster the first time when he was challenging Keith Lee.
Yeah, I want it to be like, Balor got lucky. I don't know how he made it out, but if he ever has to do this again, he's not doing it again.
No, that's not why it's booking. He already went out with injury because he had to hand back the title. It would make no sense at this point to have him come back, build his way back up, only to lose again. It makes no sense.
But Cross hasn't built his way back up. All he's done is fought Escobar or the guy who has the other. I don't know the other guy, the Hispanic guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah, you got it right. Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
He said Damian Priest.
That's all he's done. And that wasn't like storyline building for the NXT title. That was just him in a personal grudge match against Escobar. But I'm gonna kick his ass because I don't like you. That wasn't.
He fought Damian Priest too, who is now on Raw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying he hasn't built his way up. He's beaten two people?
Who's a suitable competitor? Opponent for him though.
No, I'm saying Balor is the perfect.
I forgot the ladder match.
Balor not believable to me.
Ladder match for cruiserweight title unification.
Mello, you said that.
Devlin, Balor's just not believable enough to get over on Karrion Kross. He's not.
Hey, Kareem, you forgot the ladder match.
I did forget Santos. Thanks for reminding me. Santos versus Jordan.
Anyways, I gotta go. But I believe Balor should go over at the cost of being put on the shelf for a bit, maybe a kayfabe version of it, but just believable enough to believe that Kross toppled the champ. Kross put the champ on the shelf, and because of that, he is seen as a new level, a new threat. He's over Kyle. He's overdone because he's done more than both of them combined. I just want him to show us that. Show us he can show us his fangs. Show us the gore, the blood, the drive. I don't feel it yet. I can't put the title on him just yet.
I feel your
I gotta
purpose,
go,
but it's
y'all be safe.
Wait, hold up. We're getting ready to close out. Thank you guys for coming on. Holy shit, this was a long episode. And it's the last episode of the first season. If you guys want to go back and listen to yourselves, you all can tune in to the Anchor app. This will also be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, you name it. Whoo! This was great. A great way to bring in WrestleMania. I hope everyone's predictions not everyone's predictions. I hope you all's individual predictions for whatever you said come true, unless it's something that goes against mine. No, this was great. Tune in on May. That's when Kareem Talks will be back. And my guest will be Brother Abdul Qiyam, and we will be talking about his journey with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, Kareem Talks. This is Los Loco Vatos and the Brotherhood of Wrestling. Peace. See ya.
Peace.